Sunday morning, Atlanta. We're just breezing along on a beautiful day here. Partly cloudy and mild, says Kirk Mellish. High 65, partly cloudy tonight, low around 40. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high 58. 55 degrees at AM 750 WSB. I'm Eric Taylor. Our guest, Bobby Stoner and Wes Davis, bounty hunters. And Kim from Columbia, South Carolina, you're on AM 750 WSB. Hi there, Kim.
Yes.
You're on the air.
Okay. Can you just tell me, Wes Davis, do your wives and family worry about you?
Yes, ma'am, they sure do.
These guys both got wedding rings on.
Oh,
my wife worries about me. I have a fine wife. She's a fine woman. And a religious lady, and she prays for Bob and I each time we walk out the door.
Do you have children?
I don't. Bob does.
I have all my children are grown except for one.
Uh-huh.
I'm a grandfather.
Do your wives ever say, guys, how about it, something different? We've gone through this for enough years.
My wife says that every day.
And so does mine.
But you're going to keep doing it. What do you think of these guys, Kim?
I think they're great for doing it.
Isn't that something? Thanks for the call.
Thank you
so much,
Take
dear.
care. A lot of people may say, well, gee, if somebody doesn't appear to go to court, don't the police go after him?
Well, that's the problem with that is yes, the police do. But our police departments and sheriff's departments do an outstanding job. But when you have so many people, for example, I know one investigator that has a caseload of like 300 cases. He gets an average of 15 to 20 new cases per day. There's no way he can track down all those people.
They're just swamped.
Right.
That's where you guys come in. Does it help or hurt to be a natural bully?
Well,
I don't like that word.
I don't like the bully. We do what we have to do. In other words, we're the people that go out there to pick these people up, and we're individuals just like they are. We try to treat them like human beings. We treat them the way they want to be treated. If we go into the situation where they want to be nice, they want to go with us voluntarily without any hassle, then fine. But if we have to be violent, we will be violent just like they are.
Have you gotten into a situation where somebody's pulled a gun on you and you've had to kind of talk your way out of it?
That's very true. Knife especially.
Knife.
Knife more than a gun.
Right.
Kill you just as dead as you need to be,
Sure.
though. Yeah.
Sure.
And no age limit, believe me. Any person from 14 up are just as dangerous as somebody from 20 to 50.
Well, tell me about one where somebody, say, had a knife on you. How do you talk your way out of it? What do you say to somebody in that situation?
Well, the lady that we just talked about that had the knife, we kept talking to her. Had she lunged forward, then we would have probably shot her. But she didn't do that. She began to back up instead of coming forward.
Well, that was a good sign. You watch the body language.
Right, you have to. Well, you understand this lady's been on the dope from the time she was 13, time she's 33 years old. She was wanting us to be the person who killed her.
And she asked us to do that. She asked us, both of us, please kill me.
Of course, she could have lunged at you with a knife and she'd have gotten her wish, but she didn't do it.
Right.
This is why you have to be in the business and know people. You've got to know people to survive in this business. You've got to have that sense.
John from downtown, you're on AM 750 WSB.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask the guest how close to reality the Fall Guy show was with Lee Majors. Where
None
he
at
played.
all.
It's a bunch of bull.
None at all.
It's a bunch of bull.
When you're out there, as Bob said earlier, it's real. It's for real. When you step out there, it's for real every day of your life. And when somebody pulls a gun on you, if you don't fire first, they're going to kill you.
Well, did you like the show anyway?
Oh, I like the show. What was the other show that was on where they had the two bounty hunters? One of them was a Mexican. It was a comedy. I liked it.
Hardball.
You probably find any TV show about bounty hunters a comedy based on the fact that it's not reality. You say, this is what they think they do, right?
The more reality, the most reality, I guess, in a movie was the one Steve McQueen done, The Hunter.
I'd say that was pretty close.
That has the ring of truth to it.
Most certainly.
There you go. Thanks very much for the call, John. 872-0750 or 1-800-WSB-TALK if you'd like to talk to Wes Davis or Bobby Stoner. Bounty hunters, and they do a heck of a service in a sense. If you are somebody who has signed a bond for someone and they've skipped out on you and you can lose your house, you can lose everything you've got, you call on these guys and they find them. In terms of the process of finding somebody, do you have a difficulty in just tracking the lead and that people don't want to squeal on that person?
Well, let me put it this way. 85% of information off an application you get is a bunch of bull.
Off an application, you say?
Right. Through the bonding companies, the applications they give, the information they get, Most of the information is no good to you. You start from day one when you get the contract, and you start having to track every bit of the information down yourself.
Because you find people just lie in the application?
They simply lie to you. Once you get to tracking it down and you start talking with friends and relatives and things of that nature, it's like putting a puzzle together. What you do is you take each piece, each time you get a piece, and you keep piecing it together and piecing it together till you gather enough information there together that you can say, well, I've finally got something here that's positive enough that I can say, well, he's here or she's here.
Do you ever have to pay informants for information?
Sure.
Sure, that goes along with the game.
How much?
It depends.
Depends on the amount of the case that you're working, how much money you're getting out of it yourself.
In other words, we don't pay for a pig in a poke. In other words, if they don't come up with the true blue information, we don't pay them.
They
You
get
can
paid.
tell.
Sure.
Well, what happens is they get paid once this person is located and apprehended.
Oh, I see. It's not the money on the spot. It's
No.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
I
No,
see.
that would be very unwise.
All right, that's another thing they do on TV. They don't do in real life, folks.
You better
All
know
right.
it.
Hey, tell me another story. I can just sit back and listen to these all day. I love to hear what you have to say. Got a good one?
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
so.
All right, tell me
Bill, a guy named Bill. We've been chasing him for some time. My partner Wes, he done a lot of investigation. Finally got a hold of his mother-in-law.
What was Bill accused of doing?
Several different things.
Bill,
Kind of bad things like
Bill's
hurting
case,
people?
Bill's case was a felony case.
Uh-huh.
If I remember, I'm thinking it was theft by taking or theft by deception or something along those
Uh-huh.
lines.
So you're tracking Bill.
Right. So we go to Florida. We leave early that morning in Jacksonville, Florida. So Wes and I got there, and we searched out the place, finally found out where the young man worked in a appliance place. I go in, act as a customer, just following around and checking things out, found out what's going on. So Wes stays out in the car. So we see him come in. I go in first. Wes waits several minutes and comes in behind me. We pin him in. He says, y'all the slickest fellas I ever saw.
It's just in the know-how, isn't it?
He couldn't run. He couldn't do anything. We had him pinned in.
And you didn't have to use any strong-arm tactics there.
No weapons on us.
Do you know some good wrestling holes if you need to?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we both are trained in certain aspects of the area could hurt you very seriously.
Uh-huh. 872-0750 or 1-800-WSB-TALK. If you'd like to talk to some bounty hunters, we've got them on Sunday Morning Atlanta.
Everyone.